It's Friday, and you know what that means. Another episode of SP&T at 25. This week joining me is Stu Armour. Stu, thank you so much for sitting down with me this week.
Thanks very much for having me on board today.
You know, Stu, I really want to get to know you and to learn more about your career. Why don't you tell me how you got started in the security industry?
Sure. In 1986, I graduated high school and started into a heavy-duty mechanics program at BCIT. And it wasn't a full-time course, so I was looking for something to do to kind of take up the slack and make a few dollars to pay my tuition. And I started working for Affordable Security in Burnaby, part-time doing actually vehicle security installations to begin with. I'd always messed around with car stereos and electronics and that was kind of my start into the industry. And at the time, Affordable was also, we sold a lot of do-it-yourself equipment as security systems for both residences and commercial properties were fairly expensive propositions. And not everyone could afford to deal with one of the big, say, 5 national companies. And so we sold a lot of equipment to electricians and telephone installers and so forth, who would do alarm installations for themselves, their friends, their relatives. And I sort of learned the products from the ground up because I had to teach these folks how to do the installs and make them work. So that was my start. And here we are 35 years later or so, and I haven't been able to get out.
You just loved it that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great industry for me. I've never had a day off because there was nothing to do. We have a very wide diversity in both our client base and what we offer in products. So there not really any dull days. Every job's a new challenge. Every client has a different requirement. And yeah, I just love doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. And you know what they say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Correct.
Over the years. But what are really some of your favorite memories of working in security all this time?
I think some of the biggest ones are the relationships that have happened over the years with clients, with companies. We've had clients who've started as a very small one-man operation, and I've watched that person grow their business. I've watched their business grow. We've done increasingly more work for that person as their business has grown. And, with their success, we've had success. And I think that's, you should never forget your roots. If you take care of your base customers, they'll also take care of you. We like to treat everybody as they're part of the family. Yeah, they're a client and we charge for what we do, but at the same time, we care about what they want. And I'm very passionate about that. I'm very passionate about listening to those clients and understanding what they actually want, not what I'm telling them they want.
Mm-hmm. And so, but just before I let you go, again, a lot of reflection with us this year being our 25th anniversary. And so, on that note, what's the best piece of advice that you received maybe at the beginning of your career that is still relevant for you today in 2021?
Try and give back in some way. I try to give back to my clients. I try to give back to the industry. I think everyone should think about volunteering in some capacity in the industry, whether it be through being part of an association, whether you sit on an advisory board for maybe an education committee, whether you answer a survey that's come out by one of the authorities having jurisdiction. Like just be part of the industry. Don't just don't have blinders on. There's a whole world out there, and sometimes when you reach out, there's a lot of return comes back from that.
Stu, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and celebrate our 25th anniversary with us.
Thanks very much for having me, and congratulations to you guys for 25 years. look forward to the next 25.